I'm Russ Brown, Mayor of Hemet, with another update on the COVID-19 situation as it relates to our city. As you know, there's been considerable sharing of information by a multitude of sources, both official and unofficial. It's the collective opinion of your city council that rational adults should have the ability to evaluate information and render their own decisions based on their understanding of their personal health and their financial situation. In Hemet, we established a directive that prioritizes our resources to strategically target public safety, economic development, building safety, quality of life, fiscal health, and a 20% reserve fund. This local directive further states that our limited city resources will not be used to target enforcement of state and county orders related to COVID-19. It also states that members of the community are strongly encouraged to comply with existing orders of the governor and the State Department of Public Health related to the COVID-19 emergency, including the stay-at-home order, social distancing, and business reopening guidelines. California Governor Newsom established a 4-phase approach to returning our state to normalcy. We are currently in the early stages of Phase 2. So what does that mean? First, it's important to understand the pecking order of governmental authority. Federal directives are at the top, followed by the state, then county, and finally local government. Although each level of government has the ability to impose stricter directives, they do not have the authority to relax or remove directives issued by a higher level. Since this is a pandemic, directives are derived through the advice and authority of respective medical directors. Riverside County Director of Public Health, Dr. Kaiser, recently modified what had previously been more restrictive directives to align our county with those issued by the state. So on the issue of face coverings, state and county public health officials still recommend they be worn in public, but they are not mandated. Appropriate social distancing and personal hygiene practices are still in effect. It does appear that pressure from local and county officials has motivated the governor to relax what we believe were previously unrealistic thresholds. But restoring our economic vitality is critically important. Riverside County supervisors recently informed the governor that our county is prepared to move to the next level of economic expansion, stating, quote, "We are ready to cautiously reopen based on public health data," unquote. Doing so would permit additional businesses to open. But we must realize that face masks and social distancing were only intended to slow the spread of the virus and allow it to be medically manageable. As elected officials, we have to rely on advice from medical scientists, but even the experts are not in total agreement on many critical decision points. My grandfather used to say, "How you stand on an issue depends on where you sit." We all have opinions, but we are all basically seeking the same results. So if you're anxious to see businesses reopen, that doesn't mean you don't care about human lives. Likewise, if you're uncomfortable with relaxing restrictions, that doesn't mean you don't care about restoring our economy. Regardless of whether or not you are medically vulnerable, you can still choose to stay at home and follow more protective practices. A vaccine is probably a long way off, and the virus will be with us for some time. So as we begin to relax directives, it's likely we will experience some increase in cases. Ideally, if exposure is controlled, calculated, and done in phases, it will allow our medical community to adequately respond. There are always consequences for every decision we make. So please, be responsible, accept personal accountability, and stay well.